Beneath the surface, the early years of John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy. The name sends chills down your spine. A man who embodied pure evil hiding in plain sight. But before the horrors, he was a boy. Born in Chicago, 1942. Gacy's childhood, far from idyllic. An abusive alcoholic father, a strained relationship with his mother. He was bullied, an outcast. Some say these early traumas planted the seeds of darkness. Gacy craved acceptance, yearned for normalcy. He married, started a family, a seemingly ordinary life. But beneath the surface, a storm brewed. The monster was beginning to stir. A twisted path. Gacy's descent into darkness. Gacy's carefully constructed facade began to crumble. He engaged in petty crime. His sexuality, a source of shame and confusion, emerged. He was arrested in 1968 for sexually assaulting a teenage boy. This was a turning point. The mask slipped, revealing the darkness beneath. He served a mere 18 months. Upon release, Gacy vowed to stay under the radar. He moved to Norwood Park Township, a seemingly normal man building a new life. But the monster within was far from dormant. It was growing stronger, hungrier. Gacy was about to unleash a reign of terror that would shock the world. The first crack's early crimes and close calls. Gacy's new life in Norwood Park was a facade. He was active in his community, even portraying Pogo the Clown at children's parties. A chilling juxtaposition. The man who brought laughter to children harbored a terrifying secret. His urges resurfaced with a vengeance. He lured young boys to his home, promising them work, money, or drugs. Once inside, the nightmare began. He tortured, raped, and murdered, burying the bodies in his crawl space. There were close calls, boys who escaped his grasp. Their stories, dismissed as lies. Gacy, a respected member of the community, remained above suspicion. His dark secret remained buried for now. To Gacy, his web of lies was about to unravel. Gacy's victims were not random strangers. They were sons, brothers, and friends. Their disappearances left a trail of grief and unanswered questions. Families clung to hope, unaware of the horrifying truth. One face, in particular, would prove to be Gacy's undoing. Robert Peast, a 15-year-old boy last seen at a pharmacy where Gacy had been working. Peast's disappearance sparked an intense investigation, leading police straight to the doorstep of the seemingly unassuming contractor. The walls close in, a trail of clues and growing suspicion. The investigation into Robert Peast's disappearance intensified. Detectives, suspicious of Gacy, obtained a search warrant for his home. What they found sent shockwaves through the nation. The smell of decay, overwhelming. A class ring, belonging to another missing boy, discovered. Gacy, under constant surveillance, cracked under pressure. He confessed. Not to one murder, but to dozens. The nightmare was real. Unmasking a monster, Gacy's capture and confession. Gacy's confession was chillingly detailed. He described his modus operandi, his depraved acts, the sheer volume of his crimes. He showed no remorse, a chilling testament to his psychopathy. He led investigators to the Des Plaines River, revealing the resting places of more victims. The nation watched in horror as the true extent of Gacy's crimes unfolded. A monster stood unmasked. Justice served? The trial and conviction of John Wayne Gacy. Gacy's trial was a media sensation. He pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, claiming his alter ego Jack was responsible for the murders. The jury didn't buy it. The evidence was overwhelming, the testimonies, heartbreaking. On March 13, 1980, Gacy was found guilty of 33 murders, making him one of the most prolific serial killers in American history. He was sentenced to death. Epilogue: The Legacy of a Killer. John Wayne Gacy was executed on May 10, 1994. His last meal, a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, a final act of defiance. His death brought little solace to the families of his victims. The horrors he inflicted left an indelible scar on the community, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of the ordinary. The case of John Wayne Gacy continues to fascinate and horrify, a stark warning of the monsters that can hide in plain sight.